And what's happening YouTube boy Tech Tricks, back in our video. Today we're looking at the Fractal Ridge and we're gonna build a gaming PC out of this. Here we go. First things first, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button if you want to get some of these. I basically got everything from Memory Express. So for those of you who wants to build a PC and you have no clue what's going on and you're just a beginner builder, you can go to Memory Express and they'll do everything for you. They'll even make sure that all your components will work together. They'll even do like the updating of the BIOS on your motherboard so that you're ready to go. They'll mount the CPU for you and make sure that works as well with the RAMs without no extra costs. So if you want to build a new PC and you're brand new to this, go ahead and check out Memory Express to get you started. So let's go ahead and open this up. Out of this, we get the Ridge accessories. Nice attention to detail there. Has labeling as well. And this is the case itself. Now with this case, so you'll be able to open the side for cable management. Front panel comes off like so. Sides comes off as well. As you can see there, you could do the back side as well. There you go. This way everything will be open. Now there's a few screws on top and the bottom which we'll need to take off. Here's the accessory box. Let's see what's inside. Here it comes with the disclosure, attention, Ridge user guide right there. Comes with a few more screws in there, some cable ties as well. There's some extra PCIe there, I believe. A little mounting down right there for if you want to mount it horizontally or vertically. There it is. Nice. Now looking at this case, you can see there's two SSD slots right there where you can put a 2.5-inch drive SSDs. Two fans right here which you can replace later on, which you can mount a smaller one as well according to the holes here, as you can see. The motherboard will go into this part right here with the PCIe graphics card slot right here, so you can put a full one up here, up to 4 slots or 3 slots there, as you could see. There's a routing cable for the PSU as well, the power supply unit. The second thing that we gotta do is take off these ones right here to have more room for the motherboard to go in. This will be able to take off now. Just take off the wire parts right here. As you can see, this just routes the cable from your motherboard to the GPU. Here we're also gonna take off the fans here. This is pretty much as bare as it's gonna get for this case right here. But we can also take this off so that we can have more space mounting the sides. But I think we might be okay. Let's just test it out. The other last part I believe that we gotta take off is the mounting for the SFX PSU up here. This is our motherboard right here, the ROG Strix 8760i gaming Wi-Fi with the LGA mounting 1700 with Wi-Fi 6E. Very nice, right? So here, as you can see, opening this bad boy up, there it is. We have the CPU on there already. The CPU that we have is the i5 12600K. Take out the plastic here. Now the NVMe that we're using today is the Solidime 2 terabytes P41 Plus. As you can see there, it's a PCIe 4.0 NVMe M.2 SSD. Pretty nice. And then we're gonna also mount a 32 gigs 216 gig stick right here, DDR5 with 6000 megahertz, PC 548,000. This one is from XPG. Take off this part right here for the SSD. Peel the thermal off. There you go. This on. Make sure that the dots align. See there? And then you just push that in like so. And push this down like so. If you look the back here, remove this as well. There you go. And then we're gonna slap this on top of this. Now on the back of the motherboard as well, there's another slot for another SSD, PCIe as well. I'm just installing another 4 terabytes back here. Awesome. So there we go. Once we've mounted the SSD, now we get to mount the RAM. Grab your RAM right here, and pretty much you're just gonna align the separation there. Click the one part first out like so, and just push it in. The same way you're gonna do this one right here and push it down, and that's it. Pretty tight fit because it's a mini ITX right here. Now the next thing that we need to do is to mount the cooler in here. Cooler that we're gonna use today is from Noctua. This is the NHL12 Ghost S1 edition. Let's open this up and see what's inside. I think it's one of the best coolers that you can use for this, just because of the small form factor of it. This comes with the accessories right here and the secure firm mounting system, but today we won't be using this part because this is actually, it needs this mounting kit so that it'll fit the LGA 1700. I'll link both of them down in the description below. So this is what the cooler looks like, as a big coil right up here, and it has a fan right inside like so. Now this way the fan is not all the way, as you could see, not all the way to the end, which means it'll fit right on top of this like so. Possibly the other way. Let's just see. There you go. Plenty of room for the RAM and also the graphics card to go in. In here we also have the mounting bracket. Basically we're just gonna put this mounting secure frame on the bottom of our motherboard right here. Flip it over, and this should basically just go in through here, as you could see there. Just be gentle with it because you don't want to wreck anything, and by doing that, then you can mount our cooler right there. Make sure to not forget one of the bearings on there so that it actually stands like so. And then the other side as well. There it is. And then you're gonna put this bracket on here like so. Do that on the other side. There you go. It does say as well that it says this side up, so make sure that it is mounted like that. After this, you're gonna put in the nut on there, on each one. Just a little thumb nuts. No need to tighten it like it's overly crazy. Just hand tighten. It should look like this once you're done. Now we're just gonna mount our cooler right in there. We'll do a fit first, and then we're gonna put in the thermal paste, and then we'll snug it in. This is the NT-H8 thermal paste. I'm just gonna put that, dab that right around the middle there. Just need very little so that it does get pressed on there and it gets spread out. So this is the only way it'll fit on here, is this way. And once it's all done, it should look like this. Pretty good. Nice and snug. Now for mounting the motherboard, what you need to do is look for a spot where there's kind of a rectangular hole for this area right here. And also you need to have mounting stands on them. Some cheaper computer cases won't have the stands installed already. In this case it is installed already, so that's good. All we're gonna do is align it with the motherboard mounting holes, and we should be good to go. Now we're gonna mount our motherboard using these holes right here. Now looking at these three that will potentially our fan, we're gonna hook up our CPU cooler. It says on the instructions on the motherboard that the middle, the gray, is the CPU cooler. So that's where we're gonna hook it on. So pretty much you're just gonna align this part right here, like so. And then you're just gonna push it down. This is what it should look like once it's all done. So different cables from the case will fit actually on the motherboard perfectly. This blue one right here would fit right in there, and that's the only spot it'll go. There it is. Here's another one. Just fits perfectly. And personally, I don't really know what they do, but those are the connections from the case, like I said earlier, but typically they just fit. So it's pretty easy like that. Now looking at this connection, as you could see, it has missing that one part. So if you look under here on the motherboard, that's the only spot that has that similar pin structure. So we're gonna put it on that. So the power supply unit that we're using today is the 850 SFX Gold White Edition. So it's 850 watts SFX size. That's typically what you need for these type of cases because it's so small. But you can use a SFX-L, the long version as well, for this build. We're just gonna stick with the SFX, the really small one. So let's open it up. So we have our PSU right here. We're gonna put in the mounting screws right there. You can use just the middle part. I'll use the 4 on around. It's up to you. Make sure as well when you're mounting these on this kind of small case, make sure that, because the bottom here is pretty closed, the fan of the PSU is blowing upwards, right? So that you can, there's ventilation. If you have it the other way, then it'll just blow here, then it's not really doing its job. So the cables as well on the PSU would have a CPU side, so you would connect that on the motherboard, and the other side usually has the PSU, as you could see there, labeled. So make sure that you do that because it is it's not transferable. So we have our PSU now mounted upwards right here, really good. There's a connection as well here to route this wire to go and be routed back here for the plug. And then the last thing that we need to do is just hook up our connections here so that it can power our CPU and our motherboard. The next step is just to mount back the bracket for the GPU here, as you could see, and it'll just settle in there, and then 3 screws yet again to mount it. So mounting the GPU, you just need to take off what you need here. Well, it's thumb screws right here, and this will come off. Take off this thumb screw, and then this will just fall off like so. And then just take off what you need for your GPU. Mounting GPU right here, we have the 3060 Ti RTX. Fits right in here. Pretty short one as well. So if you are looking for a GPU with the full length, you'll be able to do that as well right here. Yeah, I've seen a video that they installed a 7900 XTX inside the Fractal Ridge, which is like insane. It's like the most powerful GPU that this case can handle. Now that our GPU is installed, we're just gonna use the dual PCIe connections here straight to our power supply unit. Okay, so when you're routing cables like this, make sure that it doesn't hit the fan or any fan whatsoever. So you're just looking at the fan right here and also the GPU, making sure that wires are set straight as well. Somewhat routing here, again, not hitting anything so that it doesn't make any noise. Speaking of noise, the Fractal Ridge fans are really loud. Actually, I would recommend to buy a Be Quiet Wings 2. They're just super quiet, doesn't even make any sound. Just take a look. So when you look at this, all we need to do now, everything is good to go. We're just gonna route all the cables so that it doesn't get caught anywhere. Make it look pretty, put everything back together, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Now that we have our PC fully built, the next step is installing Windows 11. I would suggest buying, if this is your first time doing this, I would suggest buying a USB version of the Windows 11. So then you can just plug it into one of the USBs and do a Windows update. And then later on we can install from online everything else that we need. Let's go ahead and open this up now though. So inside what you'll get, copy of the Windows 11 and the key right there. Some instruction manual right here. And the USB itself. Here you'll find the instruction manual as well. And kind of like what you will get with the Windows 11. That's really it for that. So let's go ahead and hook up our PC to a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and let's go ahead and install the Windows 11 on there. So we have our keyboard here, we have the mouse, our system is working. You could feel the fan of the CPU here working pretty good. The PSU only turns on when the system gets hot. Really good because it's not very loud. And as you could see, the CPU is not loud at all, which is really good. So first time around, you're gonna see the BIOS right here. So you're gonna press the on button and you're gonna press delete right away as soon as you see the front screen, so that you can go to this page. So then what we're looking at here is the temperature of our CPU and the motherboard right here. So you could see everything is pretty stable, pretty cool. Looks nice. The old BIOS, you have to use just a keyboard. Here you'll be able to use the mouse now, which is really cool. They even have the CPU fan RPM here. There you go. And what we really care about is this part right here. So we can change the tuning here for as well with power saving, normal. And then here, we're gonna go to boot priority. We're gonna click our Windows 10. Let's try that and hit boot menu. With this, it should boot from our USB so that we can install the Windows on our PC. As you can see there, it's able to do it. So now that you have the Windows installed, you need to be able to install the drivers for the motherboard. So you're just going to search what kind of motherboard you have, and you're going to download all the drivers and tools. You're going to download all this, and then we're going to put it on a thumb drive right there, and we're going to transfer it to our PC. And then we're going to install all that on the PC. And that's it really for today, everyone. I didn't do a benchmark or anything like that, but practicality, I was able to use this to play VR games with my Meta Quest Pro. So it's really good like that. I was able to use it to play Last of Us and also even Half-Life Alyx. So that's really good. I think most with this build you'll be able to play about 95% of the games. Maybe not Cyberpunk. I haven't tried it because that's very demanding, but for the most part it's able to play most of the games under $2,000 Canadian. And as you can see, it just looks really nice on top of here. This is the PC build with the i5 12600K and also the 3060 Ti RTX, which is really nice. Pretty small build as well, as big as the PS5. Everything that I've hoped for this PC, I was able to do. And as you could see, it's really quiet as well. I'm pretty impressed on the fan that I used on this as well. You don't want it too loud because I have this on my entertainment system in the living room. I don't want people coming here and saying what's so loud, what's going on. And this way is pretty sleek. Just on the corner, can't really see it. And it's just right there. So I have a PC that I have. One thing to notice though, how I control it, because I don't have a keyboard or a mouse here. How I control it is I bought a, look at this, a keyboard remote, as you could see here, which pretty much has a USB dongle attached to my computer. So that's how I'm able to pretty much you just point and it moves, which is really nice to have. Very handy, you know, for selecting games or whatever. But for the most part, I also have a Xbox controller that is attached wirelessly to my PC. If you click the Xbox button, that will bring up Steam. So if you're just playing games anyway, that is the best way to do it. It'll also be able to like put your computer off standby and straight to Steam so that you can start playing games. That's it for today, everyone. Thanks for watching. I was able to help you on your choice on how to build a PC. I really tried my best to show you guys in detail. If you have any questions, make sure to show you. I'll try to comment as much as I can on the comments below. Try to answer your questions. If you want to see more builds like this, hit the like button so I could see how many people really like this kind of setup. I'm going to try to do another one for you guys, or maybe do some benchmarks on this computer. Just let me know if you are interested. Like I said, this is a pretty good Fractal design ridge case. Pretty small, pretty slick, mini ITX build, which is really nice for those who doesn't want a big CPU tower. This one is for you. Again, check out Memory Express for everything. All the parts and whatnot will be in the description below as well, so go ahead and check that out. I'll have Amazon affiliate links there. It does help out the channel a lot if you use the links down there. Make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.